Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Now, this is the show where you guys send in your messiest, toxic, most out-of-pocket predicaments, and I attempt to break it down, giving my honest and unbiased feedback. Now, listen, I'm a comedian, not a therapist, so ain't no guarantee I'll help fix your life, but I can provide laughter along the way and call it like I see it. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. Don't bring Chick-fil-A for your son if you don't got enough for my other two kids. Mike, my oldest son's father is a piece of shit and I'm sick of it. Like this video if y'all think he's a piece of shit like she said. His son is 8, but I have 2 other boys by my other baby's dad. They're 5-year-old twins. Nah, them twins be in the house probably terrorizing you, huh? Their dad ain't really financially stable, so I didn't bother to sue him for child support. Now, my oldest son's dad makes really good money, so I definitely put him on support. Sounds like you're really the piece of shit in this story. He always comes to see his son throughout the week, and he gets him every weekend. Nah, unlike this video and like it again if you think she's a piece of shit. My issue is that my son will text him saying he's hungry or he wants something from the store, and he brings it 9 out of 10 times. Now tell me why that would be an issue. But he only brings enough for his son though, and never my other boys. 2 key words, his and yours. Learn the difference. I don't think that's cool at all. So I brought it up to him and he said, well, if you want them kids to have the same thing my son has, then maybe you should be suing their dad. City boys up 100 points. Yeah, I'm here for it. I snapped, because who is he to tell me what I should do with my other kid's father? Sounds like you better use those SNAP benefits and buy some snacks for your other 2 boys. I don't care if them kids is his or not. What kind of man doesn't know that you don't show up with stuff for one kid if you ain't got enough for the rest? That's just weak, and you making my kids feel away too. Pathetic excuse for a man. So your oldest son's dad is financially stable, comes and see the kid all throughout the week, gets him every weekend, and you said, I think he's the one that needs to be on child support, not the one that I got 2 kids with who don't got no money and don't pull up to the crib and do nothing for his kids. Now I'm gonna let him slide because it ain't worth it because he don't got no money. Nah, your baby's dad not a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. And let me tell you why. Good guys always get the headaches from the baby's mom, and the reality is because the bad guys don't care enough to get put through the headache. It's only a headache to people who actually care. You can't be a headache to that dude if he don't care. And so you be like, oh, he don't care, I don't care. But you know that father cares, so you be like, oh, I'm gonna give him hell. Here's what happened. You had a kid with him, you revealed how much of a piece of shit you were, he dipped on you, you're regretting that. Now you had 2 more kids by a scrub and you're bitter and miserable. That's what's really going on. And I know what you're trying to say. Don't show up if you got one thing for one kid but not the other. Yeah, that works if it's your grandma. Like your mom coming to bring her grandkids something. Yeah, you don't give one grandkid something and the other 2 don't, because those are all her grandkids. Or your friend pull up. Oh, I got little Mir something. Well, what about Tyshawn and Tyler? Oh, no, I ain't get them nothing. No. Then take that back too. That's different when the person is the same relative to all the kids. Oh, I'm all their aunt. I'm all their grandmother. Them ain't all his boys. If you want them kids to have something, then you call their dad or you buy it. You don't tell that father he can't show up to get his son food or snacks because he wanted. You're bugging out. And even though the dad didn't write this letter in, I'm giving the dad advice. Go get custody of your kid. Because if you got time to see that man, your son all throughout the week and get him every weekend, then you can get custody of him and you don't got to worry about her because she's a deadbeat mom. That's really what it is. You miserable, you got 2 twin 5-year-olds, they terrorizing the house. I bet your oldest son is well-behaved, respectful, has manners. I bet them 2 other boys is bad as shit. And they be tearing up the crib, you stressed out, you don't make no kind of money. I bet you get all type of government assistance for them 2 kids because you already ain't sued a dad. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't work. You probably just collect assistance and child support and you living off that. And yeah, you don't got no extra Chick-fil-A money for the 2 little Tasmanian devils because you ain't really eating like that. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. I don't even know why you wrote me in because I'm not going to give you a break. You're bugging out. So my advice to you is if you want your sons to have Chick-fil-A, then you either tell the dad, oh, get this and this, and I'll give you the bread when you get here. I'll give you the money. Or you get the money from their dad. End of story. That's my advice to you. Stay alert, stay alive. Am I wrong for cutting off my parents because I think they're slightly racist? So Mike, am I wrong for cutting off my friends and family who have very opposite political views than me? Probably not. I'm a 26-year-old white female from Indiana. I bet you're one of those woke white chicks that got a rescue pit bull from the pound. And my parents are super conservative and have a strong dislike for people of color and the LGBTQ community. People of color is crazy, but I know what you mean. I have several friends who are one or the other, and the values and beliefs that my parents have aren't mine, and I feel they are closed-minded and slightly racist and homophobic. Slightly? Like this video if you think she's full of shit. Being around them brings my mood down and kills any positivity I had before I got around them. That's how I felt at my last job. Super nasty work. I kind of just want to cut ties with them and anybody else who shares those beliefs. Am I wrong or am I overreacting? So when you say cut them off, I don't know if you mean cut them off completely, like no contact at all, no access to you whatsoever. It could go 10 years, you don't know whether they're dead or alive. If you're talking about that, that might be a bit much because they are your parents. If they might be racist, they might be homophobic, whatever the case may be. It might be how they were raised. Not saying it's even right. It's definitely not right, it's wrong. But at the end of the day, those are still your parents. So maybe you just have a different relationship with them opposed to the one you have now. Like I got certain friends that I'm not gonna cut them off because they still my boys, but I know that I can only do certain things with them or their negativity or their lifestyle will bleed into the good I got going on. So these might be I'll have drinks and go to a house party with them or something. But when it comes to investments or business or anything, I'm not talking to them. They don't get included in those meetings because that's not what they on. I know what they on and I keep it there. So maybe with your family, maybe you go there, maybe you keep the time that you spend with them minimal. Holidays or whatever, you come over, y'all have dinner or whatever. As soon as they start talking the nonsense, you break out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then if it gets too much where they just not respecting it at all, then yeah, you might have to just on the phone. I was just checking on y'all. Hope everything's good. I love you. Tell dad I said hi, whatever. I got an interview tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes. Something like that where you keep the interaction minimum, but you still stay in contact. Because God forbid something happen to your parents, you're definitely gonna be feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because they not treating you bad. So the animosity you have towards them is secondhand. It's like if you watching the cops beat somebody and you like, man, that's why I hate cops. They not even beating you, but you don't like what they're doing and it's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? The cops ain't never did nothing to you. You ain't never been beat. You ain't never been targeted. None of that. You ain't never been profiled, but you don't like how they do that to other people, so it bothers you. I get that. But it's never going to have the same feeling as if it was happening to you. So because your parents aren't actually doing it to you, then you might just have to just limit the interaction you have with them, but still be in contact. And maybe you express to them how you feel. Y'all don't like when y'all talk about this, and this. If that's how it's going to be, I can't continue to be around y'all. You know what I'm saying? If that's your views or whatever, cool. Do that while I'm not here. If you still want me to be a part of your life and come around, when I come around, we not talking about none of that stuff. We talking about your life, my life, and whatever. We ain't getting into CNN, Fox News. We're not talking about none of that. No Black Lives Matter, none of that stuff. It's just going to be us just enjoying each other's company. If they can't do that, then yeah, then, move on. But cutting off all contact might be a bit much, so I wouldn't do that. I would just limit the interactions you have with them, and that's my advice to you. But in the meantime, stay alert, stay alive. My woman's amazing in every category except for the bedroom. Mike, I love my girl to the moon and back. Okay, Neil Armstrong, relax. And next month makes 3 years that we've been together. She literally checks all the boxes for me and makes me happy as hell, but her sex isn't good at all. Nah, that's a deal breaker, my boy. Can't do it. And I don't know how to tell her. You know what they say? Honesty is the best policy. She's such a kind and gentle person that I feel like I would break her heart if I told her how I feel. Well, tell her you want to break her back. See if that don't spice things up a bit. I don't want somebody who's for the streets, but I don't want somebody who's terrible in bed either. Gotta find you a discreet freak that's a lady in the streets. Sometimes I have to fake it just so we can finish. Like this video if you think he's full of shit. And that feels like I'm doing a disservice to her because she has no clue I'm unhappy. I don't want to cheat, but I damn sure need something to change. Any advice helps. Hey, my man, sometimes the right thing is the hardest thing to do. Trust me, I know. But you lying to your woman is not going to fix the problem because, like you said, it's doing a disservice to her because she doesn't even know you're unhappy. She probably telling her friends, yeah, I put him to sleep last night. Meanwhile, you in the shower, trying to finish hoping that the water will mask the noise when you finally let off the rocket into the flow of stream down the drain. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, you got to tell her, bro. Because if you think that telling her how you feel is going to break her heart, imagine how it's going to feel when she finds out you cheated on her. And then that's not going to fix your relationship because now you're just going to have to keep going out and finding somebody who will take the 40-piece prostitute fare, you know what I'm saying, to relieve your issue. And then you come back home and now you're going to feel guilty. You're going to be looking at your wife. She the best woman in the world to you. And you out there slaying them lot lizards. That's crazy. You can't be doing that, my boy. You got to have the direct and the conversation like a man. Say, yo, babe, can we have a conversation? You don't do it over text. Don't do it over the phone. You do it in person. You bring her some flowers. You tell her you love her. First of all, you build her up. You tell her she's an amazing woman. You never found anyone like her. Boom, 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 boom. You got to get her head big. You can't come in flat. Because if you come in flat and then just drop her right down, she might tank. She's not going to take well to that. So you got to build her up first. So you're fjord, and she's like, oh my God, I love my man. And then you're like, but listen, I got something I need to tell you. She's like, oh my God. Then she's going to slowly start coming down, like when you got a slow leak in your car tire. It ain't going to just come rushing out, but you're going to hear it. Psst. So you got to hurry up and plug it before, you know what I'm saying, you lose too much air. Now listen, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I'm telling you this because I love you. I know you love me, and you mean the world to me. So I want the relationship to be the best possible relationship we could ever have, right or wrong. She's like, yeah, I agree. All right, cool. And I want you to know, first of all, if there's anything about me that you don't like or that you haven't complained about, that you haven't said, I need you to voice that to me, because I need us to both be the best versions of ourselves that we could be for each other. Then she's going to start thinking about, I don't like when he fart, when he sleep. She's going to start thinking about stuff, right? But don't worry about that. Just go on and be like, listen, when we do this, sometimes it's not really the best. Like you seem inexperienced, which is a good thing, because I don't want one of them joints for the streets. You just seemed a little bit inexperienced. Is it possible for me to kind of give you some tips, some coaching while we're in the midst of it so it could be better? That's how you got to do it. Because in the middle, if she's doing something you don't like, you got to be like, no, turn this way. Well, yeah, just like that. You got to guide her, bro. You got to teach her, you know what I'm saying? Because every man be wanting a chick that only been with a handful of dudes because they don't want their chick ran through. But then guess what? When them chicks been with only a handful of dudes, sometimes they come to the plate unprepared. They striking out because they don't know how to hit home run. They ain't had 50,000 at-bats. So you got to be like, okay, let me show you how I like it. Because even if she did have experience, she might have experience with people who don't like it the way you like it. So you got to teach her, and she got to teach you what she likes and what you like. And then boom, y'all come together and boom, it'll be explosive, you know what I'm saying? But don't cheat. Absolutely not. You really going to break her heart. If you really love her like you say you do, you sit her down, you had that conversation, and then the next time y'all do it, and maybe next time you don't do it sober. Give her a couple glasses of wine, because the inhibitions they'll be lowered. So when y'all go into it, should be more likely to be like, come on my face. And you'll be like, oh, word. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the freak out of her because she'll be let down. Y'all probably only having relations when y'all sober. That's trash. You know what I'm saying? Sober sex is trash. I'm going to tell you that right now. I mean, it can be cool for the quick little, you know what I'm saying? But when you want to really tap into that 50 Shades of Grey, you need the alcohol in your bloodstream. You know what I'm saying? The inhibitions are out the window. Y'all doing everything crazy. So that's my advice to you. Had a conversation with her, build her up, give it to her. Let her tell you some stuff about you, because you might need to work on yourself too. And she just ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because she's kind in general, you said. So she might not be coming to you with the, yo, check this out, bro. I don't like how your feet be smelling. She's not going to tell you that. So y'all had that conversation. Then y'all have a couple drinks. And then you take her to Pound Town. You show her what you like. And then while you doing it to her, you like, yeah, you like this? You're like, uh-huh, daddy. I like that. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know you do. And then that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee your relationship just takes off to the next level after that. That's my advice to you, my man. Stay alert, stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy, and I hope you guys enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. And if so, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Matter of fact, leave me a comment and let me know what advice you would have gave them. And who knows, maybe you got your own toxic tale to tell about a shady friend or an entanglement you need help untangling. If so, feel free to drop me a letter in the email provided below, and I'll make sure I read it on a future segment of Advice with Mike. Now, with that being said, our time together has come to an end. But just remember, stay alert, stay alive.